Hello folks, today we're on 6-6 linear functions, standard form and slope-intercept form. The objectives are to identify the slope and the y-intercept from an equation of a line, then to graph an equation in slope-intercept form, then to write an equation of a line from a graph using the y-intercept and the slope. Sounds like a lot, but it's really not. Alright, so the different forms of linear equations are standard form and slope-intercept form. Standard form is ax plus by equals c, where you substitute something in for a, for a and for b and for c. And then slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. You're going to use slope-intercept form much more than standard form. It's a more efficient way to graph and to solve for the y-intercept and the slope, but we have to know what both are. Okay? Alright, so slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. Your m is going to represent your slope right here. Then your b represents your y-intercept. So y equals your slope plus your y-intercept. So your slope is m, and that will always be connected to the x, and then b is just going to be like a constant, so any type of number. It could be a fraction, but mainly it's going to be a whole number. Okay, so let's play around with this a little bit. So if your slope is 1/2, or 1/2, and your y-intercept is 5, all you do is plug in your slope right here and your y-intercept of 5. That's all it is. Okay? So down here, let's say that your slope is like 4/5, and your y-intercept is 9. Okay, so all we do here, set it up y equals, if the pen can work, that'd be great. Y equals our slope of 4/5, we sub in for m, slap an x on it, plus a positive 9. And that's it. That's all you do. So just by reading this, you know that your line hits the y-intercept at 9 on the y-axis, and your slope is up or down 4. Is rise 4 and run to the right 5 because it's positive. All right. Standard form is just a little bit different, but it's the same kind of idea. So it's ax plus by equals c, or 4x plus 2y plus 8, or 9x plus 10y equals 8. Okay. You can graph a linear equation using just its slope and its y-intercept. That's all you need. As I said before, using slope-intercept form is a more efficient way to graph and align than using standard form. So we're going to go from standard form to slope-intercept form. Okay, so we have 4x plus 2y equals 8. So we need to get it in this form right here. We have a little graph over here for you, so we'll get it in slope-intercept form and then we'll graph it. So we need to get this x on the other side, so let's subtract this x on both sides of the equation. Same kind of rules apply. So then we have 2y equals negative 4x, mx plus b, plus 8. Okay? Now if you look here, is there anything attached to the y right here? That would be a negatory. So that y needs to be left alone. It's just one y. So in order to do that, let's divide by 2 across the board. So this gives us a y. So these bad boys cross out. That's going to equal negative 4 divided by 2 is a negative 2x plus a positive 4. Okay? So when you look at this, we know that our y-intercept is going to be a positive 4. So let's go up here in our graph and graph that bad boy. So that's where it hits on the y-intercept. Okay? Then we know our slope is negative 2, or in slope form, negative 2/1. Okay? So that means we're going to go down 2. Let's do this in red. Down 2, so down 1, 2 over positive 1 right here. Same thing. Go down 1. Oops, sorry. Go down 2. Oops, I'm doing that wrong. We're going to go down 2, boom, boom, over 1. Down 2, boom. Why is it doing that? Down 2 over 1. Okay, we could also reverse it and go up a positive 2. Right there, okay? So then all we do, and again, mine is not going to be as straight as yours because it's going to be, because I can't use a ruler on this because it'll poop out on me. But we just draw a line using a ruler going across the whole graph. Okay? And that is that's your line for your linear equation of y equals negative 2x plus a positive 4. Okay? Alright, so now we're going to look at a graph and we're going to pull out the y-intercept and the slope and put it in slope-intercept form for that linear equation. Okay? So first, we're going to identify the y-intercept. It hits the y-axis right here. So our y-intercept equals a -1. All right? How to find our slope? Now, there's two different ways that we can do this. Okay? We can either do the slope form, which is the rise over 1 of y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. We can also try it this way. Okay? So it hits perfectly right here, and it hits perfectly right here, okay? So if we just count up and over rise over run, so we're going to rise, let's do this again, rise 1, 2, so we rose positive 2. We're going to go over 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, over a positive 5. So that's our slope. If you were to put in this coordinate of 0, -1, and looks like 5, 1, you would also get this right here, okay? So we have our y-intercept, we have our slope. All we have to do is write it in slope-intercept form. So we always start that out with, oh, not the right one, y equals mx plus b. M is our slope, so that's 2/5. X, our y-intercept is -1, so you can either write -1, or I'm sorry, -1 or plus a -1. But I prefer, let's just do -1 right there. And that's all it is, okay? So I want you to try these number 1 through 9 all, but first I want to do one more changing from standard form to slope-intercept form, because I want to do that one more time for practice. So let's do -3x plus y equals -10. Okay? So I want you to pause the video, hit play, and see if you got the correct answer, okay? Okay, so that should have been a pretty easy one. All you had to do was move the -3x over to the right side of the equation, and by adding it on both sides, so you should have gotten y equals 3x minus 10. Your y-intercept equals -10, so it hits on the y-axis at -10, and then your slope, oops, let's use a different color. Your slope, or your m, equals 3 or 3 over 1. So I'm going to write it in fraction form. So we rise 3, and then we run 1. Okay? I know this is going to be some pretty, a lot of new information, but again, don't overcomplicate it. This is not as crazy as it seems, so just take these notes down and we'll work this out together in class tomorrow. Okay, all right, good luck, guys, and good night.